Gritti Fragrances is a new niche perfumery out of Venice, Italy, and this is a house that make amazing fragrances for summer. Stay tuned. We are back today in the Oligarch store. We have a new arrival by Gritti Fragrances. This is a niche perfumery out of Venice, so Italy. And this is a brand that really encaptures the spirit of Italian perfumes. Well, Italian niche perfumes. These ones I've selected are my top 5 recommendations, Kev's picks. And all 5 of them are perfect fragrances for this spring summer. So I wanted to go through these 5 with you guys just to give a bit of a reaction, a bit of a review, because I have had time to wear them. Starting with the first one, which is the bestseller in their collection. This one's called Neroli Extreme. What I really love about the bottles actually is the caps are kind of like this jade style stone. I'm not sure if it is jade. It possibly could be, because in Vietnamese and Chinese culture we use a lot of jade and we make it into jewelry like bangles and rings. Although it's an Italian house, the bottle itself gives me a really kind of homey feel. So the first one, Neroli Extreme. This one is their bestseller so far. So Gritti Fragrances, this is a house founded in 2010 by Luca Gritti. Their first one, Neroli Extreme, I've had some customer feedback compare this to Tom Ford's Neroli Portofino. It has a bit of similar DNA. You can imagine most of the Italian brands that do Neroli fragrances, generally they have that similar DNA, very summer freshy. It does bring you to the Amalfi Coast, and this one is a symbol of an Italian summer. I find the description of this fragrance quite interesting because they describe it as bringing you to the Amalfi Coast of Italy, and it's supposed to set you in this kind of garden that's surrounded by a lot of citrus and floral notes where somebody is hanging their linens out to dry. What I get is the Neroli DNA, and it opens with an orange blossom. So instead of a kind of more sour lemony opening for some other fresh scents that you guys would have smelled already, this one uses an orange blossom. Personally, that's what I prefer in summer because I kind of get a bit bored of your normal lemon bergamot scents because we just have so many of them these days. So opening with the orange blossom is quite refreshing, and it does pair with vetiver as well. So you can imagine there is the fresh orange fruity citrus opening to it, and it has a really nice green spicy layer of vetiver, and there is vanilla and amber in it too, so nice smooth sweet base. Safe pick for summer if you're after something that's very pleasant, easy to wear, quite a nice everyday office scent, and it is, yes, warming up spring summer here in Australia, so going out to the beach, perfect fragrance for that. The Neroli Extreme, what I get on this is about 4 to 5 hours. Generally, most of the fragrances in the house, I get that kind of longevity, and for the price that they've set it at, $269 Australian dollars for, don't be fooled, from the front of the bottle, it's a bit hard to tell, but from the side, you can see this is a full 100ml bottle. So for the value, like $269 for a 100ml bottle, it's really good value in the niche fragrance space. Next up, we have my favorite fresh summer scent from these guys. This is called Pomelo Sorrento. Now, the spray is quite even, has quite a good spray, except, I'll be honest, it is a little bit stiff to the touch. Now, the Pomelo Sorrento, again, is my favorite pick out of these guys. Now, this one I've read was actually created by a close friend of Lucas out of Sorento, I think. What you get from this is a really bright opening of grapefruit, just a burst of grapefruit, which is probably my favorite kind of fruity citrus note this season. Oh god, that's good. So you get that citrus freshness, you get a greenness. There is a note of green tea in here as well. And with that greenness, with the green tea, there is mint. So quite a sparkling spiciness to it. And the green notes also come with floral notes as well. And with this in the base, similar to the Neroli Extreme, it does have vetiver and amber in the base. So I think that's where the combination of greenness comes from. Mint, spicy vetiver, you get the citrus grapefruit. If I had to compare it, I would say this one is just a touch sweeter, a touch fruitier than the Neroli Extreme. And you guys know me, I love fruity fragrances for summer. So this one would be Kevin's pick. On this one, I also get about 4 to 5 hours. I've worn it on really sunny days, really warm days, and I've been able to get closer to 6 hours with it. So for $269 for 100 ml, really good value. Now the next one I have is called 1968. Now the 1968 is different from the first two. Still a fresh scent, except it takes more of a spicy approach. So if you are looking for more of a spicy, fresh fragrance for this season, this would be my recommendation, the 1968. This one is one that I heard Luke created actually for himself to wear. So in the opening, there is the bergamot, but what I get more is the pink pepper and the black currant. It also has grapefruit with mandarin, I think green mandarin, so fruitier and spicier opening to this fragrance, with the heart being a nice, very watery, quite a fresh heart of floral notes actually. Lavender, rose and magnolia. I've worn this one and been able to get about 3 to 4 hours projection on my own skin, so just a little bit less than the first two. I think the dry down does go in a more muskier direction. It kind of becomes more of a body scent, but again, another really nice fragrance to wear on those warmer days. The next fragrance we have is one from their women's range. I know these days all niche fragrances, you would consider them unisex. This brand also does, except they done these bottles as the blue aqua teal, and then they have a collection of white bottles, which I considered they're more feminine fragrances. No reason a guy can't buy it though, right? And this one I chose because it is in my top 5 from them as well, so I don't care if it's considered a feminine fragrance. This is Jacqueline. Now, the Jacqueline is very different from the first few fragrances that we've tried actually. This one I really like because it has it's got a note of almond at the top, which it's quite a musky and creamy scent, a very soft scent. Probably why they put it in their feminine range, but one that I absolutely love. There's this creaminess to it, there's this milkiness to it. Looking at the bottle and smelling it, it's paired hand in hand. It's what you imagine what this fragrance would smell like when you look at the bottle. Now, in addition to the creamy kind of almond notes at the top, you have a lot of floral notes coming through the heart. Standout note being lavender, but aside from the lavender, just a touch of green notes. Very, very subtle. All in all, what I get from this predominantly is the almond, the musk, the vanilla, and there is tonka bean. So you guys can imagine, I'm sure you guys have smelled fragrances before that have the combination of vanilla and tonka bean, and perhaps even almond. It is quite a smooth, nutty, creamy fragrance. Really an all year round fragrance, to be honest. Sometimes I do enjoy wearing something like this when it's in the autumn actually. Great value, one that you have to try in store. So if you are in Melbourne, definitely pop on down to try these. And the last fragrance that I have, I wanted to save the best to last. This is their limited edition. This was created, I think, in 2019. Limited release of Tutu, and the Tutu is their extract. I should clarify actually, this is the limited edition. So in the pink bottle, the Tutu is called Tutu Rosa, and there's another Tutu in their collection, a white bottle, which I think is Tutu Blanc. First note that stands out is pink champagne. You get really smooth fruity notes of coconut, There is grapefruit, but it isn't as citrusy. It isn't like a citrus punch like the first two fragrances here. Quite a more smooth fruitiness to it. Just a really nice vanilla-y, ambery fragrance. There's raspberry in it as well. So again, so interesting, but the fact that they've colored this really nice kind of pastel pink. Whatever scent you're imagining as I'm describing it, that's exactly what it smells like. Oh, really nice. There's kind of a bubblegum feel to it, a little bit. More of a maybe candy gourmand feel to it. And this one, a true spring summer fragrance. When you're feeling like something sweet, when you're feeling like something candy-like a bit, not sickly sweet, but kind of a smooth, creamy vanilla raspberry scent. Oh, that's really nice. And yes, technically in their female collection, but I don't care because I love it. Oh, that's really, really nice. Okay, for the limited edition one, I do need to point out that the others were $269. This is $389, a little bit more, but still $389 Australian dollars for a 100ml bottle is really good value. Alright, I want to say thank you to Gritti Fragrances. Big shout out to Luca. Thank you, Luca, for choosing Oligarch as your Australian retailer. You can find all of these fragrances by Gritti, and they are available at the Oligarch website, so I'll pop down the links below as well. I'll check in with you guys next week. If there are any brands, any fragrances that you guys see on the Oligarch website that you would love a review, maybe you're not in Melbourne and you can't make it down, well, the best I can do is make this content for you guys and kind of share what we have in store, share the new arrivals, share the new brands, and hopefully this is helping you guys out. Much love. I really appreciate all the support, all the comments that you guys write down on the videos that I post. Click like, help spread these videos through the YouTube algorithm, and I'll see you guys next week for another video. Bye.